Hey guys, JH, welcome to Practice T. Okay, yesterday we were talking about maintaining our grip on the earth and making sure that this force going down is supported by this force. If we push into the ground will push back at us. I think that's Newton's second law. Every action equal and opposite reaction. So if we push down into it, the earth will push back at us. And that will give you stabilisation. Now, in any explanation, it's the communication that's important. And I noticed yesterday, when I look at those videos, I see a huge emphasis on this. And it could be misconstrued as what I'm advocating as put a huge emphasis on that. That's a byproduct of us gripping the ground and supporting that down hit. That's a byproduct. We don't want that as an absolute thought process, because that can get way too convoluted, and we don't want that. So all I'm going to do today is basically have that feeling and having that innuendo of that, but I don't want to really have that much in the golf swing. So we basically just want to support the hit and stay with the shot as long as we can. I guess that's probably the best descriptive. We want to stay with the hit as long as we can. At the end of the day, guys, this is just a little important side and aside. The only thing that, the one thing that produces the maximum speed in a golf swing is the trail arm. I'm not going to say right arm because, you know, there could be left-handers watching. It's the trail arm. It's the back arm. The opposite one to the front arm, clearly. If you're a left-hander, that's the trail arm. Right-hander, that's the trail arm. Now, for most people, that's the most well-developed component in the levers that we use in the golf swing. And it's the most dominant, so in most times it's the strongest. And at the end of the day, guys, the trail arm is the only one that has the hinges in it. That's a hinge and that's a hinge. This one doesn't have any hinges in it. That's a radius lock. Okay, you might have a little bit of wrist cock, but essentially if you try and swing your left arm fast, that's about as fast as you can swing it. And I'm pretty strong. I have equal strength in both arms, but I've trained myself like that over the years. But for most people, if you're right side dominant, you've got to use that. And what do I mean by that? Well, I just want to show you where the speed comes from in the golf swing. I don't want people to get so leggy and hip orientated and thorax orientated or upper body orientated or torso orientated. You've got to remember that the trail arm supplies about 85% of the speed in a golf swing. And I'll show you what I mean. Rotational value, I mean, the fastest anybody can rotate their body is about 6 miles an hour, and that's about Tiger. Using the left shoulder as a reference point, that's about 6 miles an hour. The fastest we can go laterally, if people say, I'm going to drive my hips, that's about 4.5 miles an hour. So that's about 10 miles an hour. There are a couple of other little components that will add probably another 5 miles an hour. So where does the other 85 miles an hour come from in a 100 mile an hour golf swing? Or in an iron swing, you know, an 85 mile an hour golf swing. 85% of the power comes from that trail arm used correctly down around the right wrist hinge into the ball. And I'll show you what I mean. Watch this, guys. I've just got 2 fingers here. I'm going to stand perfectly still. Got 2 fingers. Watch this. I'm just going to take the club back. Look at that. Look at that speed. Look at that speed. Where's that come from? I'm not even rotating. Got both feet on the ground. It's coming from the leverage applied with that trail arm down around the right wrist hinge. Here. at the speed. Huge speed. That's called trail arm dominance. So don't get tied up in thinking you've got to rotate your body really hard into the ball to hit it anywhere. As a matter of fact, when I play my best golf and I hit my best shots, I feel like my body's just totally quiet. It doesn't do anything, it just supports the hit. It's just an aside, but I've had a couple of guys ask me, you know, what should they be concentrating on? Well, I think for the average player, you don't want to be thinking about rotating everything through the ball. Try and stay as, you know, as calm and as stable as you can, and just accelerate the trail arm past the body. Just accelerate the trail arm past the body. Whatever that takes to do that is what you've got to work on. It'll provide a huge amount of power, guys. Massive amount of power. So the basic message there is quiet body, active hands and arms. That's what that amounts to. That's the message there. Quiet body, active hands and arms. As I say, when I play my best golf, I basically feel like this. Everything else just, it's like an orchestra. You have the maestro, and everybody else is just a part of the accompanying act. Now we just want the body to be an accompanying act for the maestro, which is the trail arm and the trail hand. That's all that is, guys. I'll show you something. And I used to do this as a demonstration at my teaching facility to show people how easy it is to generate big speed. And I used to have a pair of diver's boots on. You know, the big 70-pound boots? Used to have those on a board, and I'd just stand still and fire that trail arm. Just like this. So there, guys, first hit of the day, and that's just this. Not think about anything else. Now, invariably, whenever I do that little demonstration, I've done that 1,000 times over the years for people at clinics, the next shot is perfect because it's pre-programmed that action of that trail arm getting into the act and the body being quiet. I mean, that's a perfect drive. Lots of power, terrific distance, and right in the middle of the golf club. Again, it's something, I think that the majority of people with their short game have the problems because they try and get the body into the act. You've got to hit a little shot. You're going to hit a little shot. You don't want to be doing this in the shot. You want to have the clamp on the ball, and you want to have all the explosive power of that lever. So you just basically stand still and jam it. Just jam it. See that? I'm just jamming that with my right hand or my trail arm. Just jam it. And then you just ramp it up and hit a full shot. That's all it is, guys. Okay, guys, that's how to use the trail arm.